We have been ordered to resecure, and we intend to do so in an orderly, civilly manner.
It was announced at 9:45 Wednesday night the Department of Public Safety had officially taken over the Greenetrack Casino.
Our state's highest court issued an order that the state resecure this facility.
Once the troopers were disbanded to a post at every single door at Greenetrack, Murphy says the employees and city and state officials were given the opportunity to leave, but they refused and instead actually requested to be arrested.
The waiting game. Colonel Murphy came in. We told him we were willing to obey the law and that we were willing to allow them to do their jobs, but that we were going to have to go to jail, and that's where we drew the line in the sand.
They were cooperative, but said that they were not going to stand aside and actually requested to be arrested.
Around 1:15 Thursday morning, the DPS ordered Department of Correction buses in to transport the protesters, but it was several more hours before anything happened. After the 12-hour sit-in, the 16 protesters were then led to the Greene County Jail at about 7:15 this morning. That's when Alabama Senator Bobby Singleton, Greenetrack CEO Luther Wynn, Chairman of the Greene County Commission Bill Johnson, along with 13 others, were arrested. One by one, they were led onto the bus, giving the DPS their name and having a mugshot taken, but not before Senator Singleton voiced his opinion on Governor Riley's anti-gambling task force.
We want America to know, we want Alabama to know that we're here and it's been an injustice on a legal business based on a constitutional amendment voted on by the people. When legal businesses can be shut down by a task force in the state of Alabama, that is a bad precedent to set, and it's a scary precedent. So we want to be able to say that we're here to make sure that people understand what the issues really are. That's why we're willing to go to jail.
Reporting in Greene County at Greenetrack, Matt McCoy, WVUA News.
You know, people that are addicted to gambling are much like people that are addicted to drugs. You don't know what they're willing to do to get their hands on a little cash. It's just a way to relieve stress and pain and things that are going on in your life. So there's usually maybe some deeper things going on.
That's a problem that many people face in America and right here in West Alabama, like this woman whose family member has been fighting their addiction for years.
What were some of the first signs that you started noticing about the family member when you noticed that they were starting to go down this path?
Well, being gone for long periods of time and not knowing exactly where they were and sort of vague stories about where they were, and of course the money situation. Others of us in the family had to take care of the rent, the power, the groceries, the gas, and care for the child. It's put a lot of stress on everyone and makes it very difficult to know when to trust and when to not trust.
And because of the lack of trust, a feeling of helplessness washed over the entire family.
It's a feeling of desperateness because you want to help so much, but it's like you can't stop them. And no matter what you say or, you know, what you do, they're going to find a way to go.
What about the experience that you don't want to see other people go through?
Well, it's just painful to watch a family member suffer, and really they are suffering. And it makes everybody in the family suffer because you're watching it and you're having to deal with the fallout problems, you know, that come because of gambling.
The West Alabama woman says the suffering reaches beyond the walls of their home and into the community.
You may think, well, I can go gambling and it doesn't bother me, you know, I'm not addicted. Well, you can't just discount these people that are addicted, because we're not talking about people that are just, you know, the lowest dregs of the community. We're talking about your brother, your sister, my mother, my father. It could be any one of you. And when we say, well, that's not my problem, it is your problem, because we're talking about our community being destroyed through gambling.
She says it hurts to watch anyone struggle through the painful addiction.
whether it's a family member or not, friend or anybody that you know, be so controlled and so, can't stop something, and it's just controlling their lives and taking over every aspect of their lives, and that's like what they live for.
When Henry Ray planted his butterbean seeds, he never expected this, a 56-foot butterbean vine.
My brother-in-law gave me the seed, and I built me up a good box of rich dirt and put some fertilizer in it and planted them. And next thing I know, they started taking off.
But what is Henry's secret to his giant vine with 1-foot butterbeans?
You put them in the freezer and let them freeze, and the next day you take them out and let them thaw out and then plant them. And it germinates them or something, and they come up and take off.
Now, when it comes to getting the butterbeans off the vine, Mr. Ray says he has two options, taking down his ham radio antenna or climbing up.
I've been thinking about that pretty serious when I go to bed at night, but I'm probably going to have to let it down or either climb it. And I'm not too much at climbing.
Henry Ray said his big beans are giving WVUA's resident gardener, P. Allen Smith, a run for his money.
I watch him every time he puts a show on there about his gardening and stuff, and how to fertilize and everything. And but I believe I kind of got the boy beat this time.
Henry told us he'll harvest his huge beans in a couple of months.
I'm waiting for them to get dry so I can pick some of them and see what they taste like.
Reporting in Duncanville, from the Garden, I'm Matt McCoy.